Well, that ignorance and that ignorance that many people on the planet at this time have, for whatever reasons, due to programming or whatever other reasons, but that ignorance is key in regards to this transhumanist agenda being moved forward. And when we talk about that ignorance of self, so to speak, and the templates that exist in the human body, whether that's physically, whether we're talking about spiritually, that is crucial. Because what we see with transhumanism and other types of artificial intelligence, we're seeing the very essence of one's beingness being used in regards to the technology itself. And I'll give an example. There is no computer without human technology. You don't have search engines and things of that nature without the human imagination, as well as the human brain, the human thoughts, and things of that nature. You don't have a wiring system for computers and other types of technology without the human veins, biological veins, the arteries and things of that nature. So when we look at the human is the blueprint for technology, and there's many other examples I can give. As far as technology in itself, we know that there's this push, whether it's a transhumanist way of looking at it, or even with the singularity, we see this notion of being able to emulate and mimic consciousness, or the soul, so to speak. And I like to, when I speak of the soul, I really like to refer to us as soul beings that just happen to be here in a physical form. Not that we have a soul, but we are a soul. So this is something that is, science is attempting to mimic what we would consider the wiring, quote unquote, of the soul, and what we as souls, what is in us, processes, operations, things of that nature, which they're having a problem defining themselves. But that's something that is very important from a standpoint of just knowing our intuitive selves. So even when we speak of this transhumanist notion of creating God, so to speak, quote unquote God, creating that force, that energy, it's very interesting when we understand that there is an internal voice that we have, and that internal voice is an intuitive voice that links us to that all in one energy, amongst many other things. But it is that divine essence and spirit that exists within us that science would love to disconnect and separate. So that ignorance is a key component. Knowledge of self is one of the most important components, because now, and not just the knowledge of self, but being able to manifest that divinity, primarily is the answer to all of the questions that people seem to have about how do we, deal with this transhumanist agenda, so to speak. But to get back to the question, it's really about if we need to relearn ourselves or be reacquainted with ourselves. That is the key. That is the key for us in this process. Now, of course, for neurotechnologists and biologists and biotechnicians and computer programmers and things of that nature, obviously it is our ignorance and what we don't know that is being used against the population.